Hi, I'm Peter Haddock, and I'm here for another edition of the Big Bauma Build Up with my industry stalwart, Jack Saward. And Jack, we are nearly there.
And we want to try and flip this week.
Ooh.
And I become the interviewer, because like most people, I am quite interested, Peter, in terms of the media days. And I know that as well as the Bauma media days, you've been out in terms of for a press launch as well. If I believe Caterpillar, and it's the first one they've done in a number of years. So why don't we just touch on that? And I will be the interviewer, and you can actually give me some content.
Fantastic. The tables are turned, my friends. Yeah, so Bama Media Dialogue, I spoke to about 24 different people, filmed them while doing that on their sort of tables. It felt like I was in a school exam centre. But what was great is it gave people to really give that level of excitement about what they're doing in a short, sharp and snappy way, but also gives people the understanding of what they can go and see. And of course, at the start of the year, we were with Volvo as well with their A50 launch in Malaga. First time in 6 years, Caterpillar done a press launch. When I was last there, I was doing the PR for Finning, their dealer. And this year, we were with myself and Lucas chucking stuff out. And it was a really good opportunity to do things in a Bama style. So we managed to get lots and lots of video content out in a short space of time, and even had to do a roundup at the end of the week where we put out 13 videos in 2.5 days. So it was just like all hands on deck, and it's just really exciting because that's what drove lots and lots of activity. And we even had to put posts underneath posts to say, here's another one, here's the next one, and everything like that. So it really made people feel that they were there in that space behind you. And that's critical for me to get that kind of energy out there, but whilst it's going on, so that people can get to that stand if they're actually getting the show.
I think what you just said there is really vital, Peter, in terms of the show, albeit one of the longest shows, one of the longest trade fairs we've got, still doesn't feel long enough with the number of exhibitors there. So things like the media day are a real critical part of the marketing strategy that companies really put forward for their events. So I would imagine already your inbox in terms of following following the media days, in terms of come to our stand, let us talk to you about this, let us talk to you
Yeah.
about this new product. It's a way of you being able to prioritize for your time across at the show.
It is, and I think the other thing is it exposes me personally. It exposes me to people that I've never met before. And because the industry is so vast and lots of different suppliers from all over the globe, and I think then planning some of the activity that I'm going to be doing after that is really important because unlike the traditional sort of press event, I don't do press events. The reason why is I like to do filming, and if there's lots and lots of people around sitting down listening to someone, that isn't good content for what I'm creating. So I've got to arrange to be going to different places at different times to capture what's going on when the right people are there, that can talk about the products themselves or the application solutions, etc., and therefore have to be sort of treated as a different thing. I'm not being rude by saying I'm not coming to see a press launch. I'm not going to get anything out for my audience in my style by coming to your press launch and sitting around listening to something for a bit, and that's what some of the brands like Caterpillar could recognize, that even at their event there was different things that we were doing and that were set up for us, which was brilliant.
Let's talk practical then. Let's
Well,
talk. Okay, you go visit one of these one of your clients on the stands, get some really good content on the video.
yeah.
My guess is their expectation is they want that by the end of the day. How do you practically turn around some of that content and get it out there? And I know it's not just yourself. I know the team is getting bigger, but how do you manage that in terms of your diary?
First of all, what you do is you pray for one take. So you pray that you don't mess it up yourself, because it's all in the editing, obviously, like So the critical thing is one take. If we can do that, therefore we don't have to edit stuff out and rejig things and all the rest of it. I've actually made a rig, and I'm doing this because it's like a square rig. I've got the portrait phone and the landscape, sorry, portrait phone, the landscape phone in there, and that allows me to shoot in both formats straight away. And the YouTube video can be the one that's got more information in it. That can come out later, but the in the moment is the portrait where we're capturing people on their phones, on LinkedIn, obviously on my channels, on Instagram, on Facebook, etc. And so then, because we've got this rig, we're filming everything at the same time. So we're filming the filler and we're filming the interview at the same time in the same space with audio going into both of them. So that allows us to be slick. And then we've got like you said, we've got a team. There's 3 of us this year. That goes then straight into the computer that we've got, was whacked together, and then it's out. So that is the process now. Everything, but a bit like the slickness of putting together and making sure when you go in behind the scenes and you see the stand's not there, your process, and you can basically get that out. And so that's what we're looking at, and we've got that resource, and we've got 2 trolleys this time to carry all our kit.
It's a big floor plan. You need to be able to transport that kit around. Hey, congratulations, you just topped 25,000, I believe, followers. Yeah. So So how are you going to keep those individuals up to date?
I'm also going to be looking at seeing how I can do later on in the event, how we can do the little pop-ups to say if somebody wants us to be looking at something particular, we might be able to then do on the Thursday and the Friday. A few years ago, I wandered around and I'm like, what is that? And when something catches your eye, it's like, it's going to catch my eye. It's going to be eye-catching for other people as well. So it is about that discovery set element of the show.
I think that's a good snapshot of where we're at, mate. You enjoy pulling all that together. I'll continue with all the fun bits that come and pull it all together, and I will see you when you get out there, mate, because I'll have been there probably about a week and a half, 2 weeks before you even arrive.
Yeah, well, you'll be able to help with the trolley movements then. That's fantastic. Cheers, Jack. It was great to talk to you. Take care. Bye.
Cheers, mate.